What is up, F and True followers and wrestling fans? You are watching the F brand of wrestling and entertainment here on YouTube.com. My name is JC Styles, and I am back with the TNA Impact review for March 14, 2013. It was a decent night on Impact. I'm just going to run down everything. I didn't feel that it had the fallout that it should have had after the conclusion of Lockdown's main event. And they're going to get right into it. We start off the show with video highlights of Lethal Lockdown and of the TNA World Heavyweight Championship match. We then start to show what was supposed to be Tag Team Championship action. We saw Chavo and Hernandez enter the ring, and then they got jumped by Ace and H. We go to commercial and come back, and Bully Ray comes out, and he cuts a promo saying, "You know who I am," etc. The same thing that he said at the closing moments of Impact last week, that I'm the TNA president, and I'm the Ace and H president, I'm the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And then he starts calling out Hogan and saying that he screwed his daughter. He pulled the wall over everyone's eyes and had everyone fooled. Then we go into knockouts action where we saw Velvet and Mickie James defeat Gail, Kim, and Tara. Then we see the Ace and Eights backstage with a whole bunch of Impact Wrestling merch on the table. And Bully Ray was kind of upset there was no Aces and Eights gear. So he tells Devon to go ahead and pick out the first person that they open in the TNA Superstar program is going to be the person that they attack tonight. They find out who it is. We find out later in the night. We then see Hulk Hogan and Sting. Hogan is just back there, and he's just really yelling and laying into Sting. And now, this isn't something normally that I'm used to seeing from Hogan, that he basically told Sting that everything that's gone on is his fault, that him saying to Hulk, looking in his eyes, looking into his soul, saying, "Trust Bully. I know the guy's a good guy. Give him a chance." Then he took the TNA World Heavyweight title. He took Brooke, and now Brooke's in a marriage that she doesn't want to be in anymore. And he blames Sting, and he says that to get out of his sight, he doesn't want to talk to him, doesn't want to see him anymore, and makes him sick. We then see Sting and Aries backstage. We see Sting walking backstage, and Aries and Rude interrupt him and say, everything's your fault, blah, 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 everything that Hogan had just said. Then Sting says, I want to fight, and since you guys don't have a match, then he goes, well, you can have a pick fight at any one of us. So Bobby Roode kind of pulls a Houdini and disappears and leaves Austin Aries to talk all this game when he thinks that he has Roode back behind him to back him up. We then see Aries and Roode, Sting and Roode to take place later in the night. AJ Styles returns. Yes, AJ returns. AJ's music hits, but there's no AJ. We go into Kaz and Daniels dressed up and painted as the Road Warriors. They run down LOD and Chicago. Storm comes out, issues a challenge, and not up to Daniels. He is made the opponent because Kaz kind of scurries away from the ring. Storm defeats Daniels. Then Kaz and Daniels get the upper hand and jump on Storm, throwing him a beating. Then AJ comes out to make the save, then lays out Storm with a clothesline. AJ looked like he was mysterious. He was dark, like he didn't know what he was doing. It felt like he was like in a trance, almost like he was just in another state of mind. And I would be too, because he lost a chance to compete for the TNA World Title until Bound for Glory this year, and the guy is really getting tired of people blaming him for things and not believing in him. So we are at where we are at right now with the crossroad with AJ Styles. We then see Parks in the ring talking about his win over Joey Ryan at Lockdown, and then his first win in the UK. Then Morgan comes out and says that he's going to correct all the wrongs that Hogan has made, and that he lays out Parks. He then says Parks that they have a match next week on Impact. We then see post footage of Brooke's reaction, and she was irate. She was crying. She didn't know what to do. She was hurt. She felt betrayed. And we then go into Sting defeating. We then go into Sting and Aries, which ended in DQ when the Ace and Eights again attacked Sting. Then they kept calling out Hogan, and Hogan finally come out, and he says that he is enlisting the entire TNA roster to stand up and make a stand against the Aces and Eights. Bully says, you have nobody, you have nothing, what are you going to do? Then Jeff Hardy's music hits. Not only does Jeff come out, but we see Jeff, Joe, Magnus, Parks, Angle, Chavo, and Hernandez. The end of the show ends with a big brawl in the ring. all of the TNA roster are left laying, and the ACNH stand tall. Then, as Bully says, what are you going to do? You got nothing. There's your cavalry, there's your army, and they're left laying in the middle of the ring. Then it looked like Hogan was getting ready to make his way to the ring on the crutches, and then he stops, and that's how we end the show with ACNH standing tall. Now, like I said in the beginning of this video, I really think that this Impact really wasn't all there. I was really excited to hear that AJ was going to come out, but then I was thinking that, then I saw how they went about it, and I just really felt, let down because I wanted to hear his side of the story and what was going on in his head. I would assume that we're going to find out next week on Impact and why he did what he did to James Storm tonight. But, guys, please leave your comments in the comment box below. I love to hear your input, and I love to interact with you guys, our fans and subscribers of the FM brand of wrestling and entertainment. I'm JC Styles, and I'll catch you later. I also want to apologize for my NXT Universe Mode Episode 5 not being up. I've had a lot on my plate today, and I am currently working on the Rider Revolution Episode 2, so that'll be up tomorrow, and I'll have a busy weekend ahead of me. So, guys, I'm sorry, but the NXT gameplay will return next week. I will be doing a half-an-hour episode, so make sure you stand out and take a look out for that. And for the FM brand of wrestling and entertainment, I'm JC Styles, and I'll catch you later.